Hooray, last one for the data processing. You know, this is part of science. It's gathering data and then messing around with it, right? So now we're looking at the white roof here. So again, we're coming down to 1800. So let's take our three fields over here. And I'm leaving this gap here just so that it lets me know that I'm adding these data over. Just keeps it from being cluttered. Um, Excel's bad enough when you're doing these sorts of things. So copying, pasting that over, double clicking on it so I can make sure that I can read it. Scrolling down to 30, Control C, Control V. Oops, I hit Control C, Control V. And then I'm going to come down to 1900. Remember, this is my space holder. And again, there are actually other formula and stuff that are easier for this. I just think this is the most intuitive. So I wanted to get my average. Let's see, I gotta come down here and have my average. For my temperature, so I know this first column is temperature. I'm going to run all the way down to 1829. Close that off, and now I've run myself an average. I'm going to do a control. Well, I'll just go ahead and do another formula here just as a reminder. Average. I mean, we could do mean, total. We can do any number of things there. So this one is going to be our relative humidity. I'm going to run that all the way down to 1829 again. And so now I've just manually put that one in. So I want to calculate the same. So if I highlight here, you can see this is what's been calculated. If I come over here and I click up there, it'll show you those are the values there. So I'm just going to go Control C and a Control V, and this is going to jump down to the next section. See? So it's just following into the next section. That's following into the next section. So now we're going to do our big add data. So we're just going to highlight the gaps that we want. And so this means it's going to skip 30 and then move to the next one. So grabbing my little green thing right there, dragging it all the way to the bottom, and then, you know, telling you really, fascinating stories as my little scroll bar goes down. I left it just outside this window, so you don't have as much entertainment as I do as it goes all the way to the bottom, but you can see the dates. So we're going to get down to about 15, 16, somewhere in there. So there we are. We have now made it to the end. I'm going to release it, and it's going to auto-populate 1730, 1700. All right, we got another good data set. So we don't have any holes in our data. That is fantastic. Now that the whole thing is highlighted, I'm just going to come all up to the top. So while it's still highlighted, if I ever lose this, I can do another trick there. So Control C. Now I'm going to paste values because now these become numbers. That is the average from this temperature. So the average from 1800 to 1830. So that's 6 o'clock. So you subtract 12 from that if you guys aren't familiar with that military time system there. So it's a 24-hour clock so that you don't confuse 9 a.m. with 9 p.m. When you're dealing with it. So you simply just add 12. Hooray. Okay, so now I've got all those data sitting up there. Hit escape. I'm going to highlight these data here and hit my super secret F5, which brings me up to my special. I'm going to select all my blanks. It's going to run through the process all the way down to our 6,800 or 68,000. Excuse me. We have lots of data. And there it is. It's highlighted all that. Right click, delete, shift all those up. Also, basically what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of all the blanks, and then the data that's left are going to be popped up to the top. I'll go ahead and stop this here because it does take a little while to process. So we'll see you on the next one, or hear you on the next one, I guess.